If you stepped into a sauna in the middle of the Sahara Desert, your sympathetic nervous system would begin working autonomously to regulate your body temperature. Because when you're exercising or exposing yourself to a hot environment, your sweat glands begin producing sweat, which is a combination of salt and water that cools down the skin as it evaporates, directing heat energy away from your body and into the atmosphere through a process called evaporative cooling. When you hear the saying, busy bee, you probably think of bees working around the hive. But the actual distance some bees fly per day is way busier than you might realize. For comparison, the average commute for a person ranges anywhere from 10 to 40 miles daily, with weekends off depending on the profession, meaning that bees travel further than the average commuter, because some bees fly upwards of 60 miles per day. When you go underwater, you might think a human could only stay there for a few minutes at most. But the world record for holding your breath underwater goes beyond all expectations, showing us that our bodies are much more capable than we realize, especially since a Croatian diver named Budimir Sobat was able to hold his breath for a whopping 24 minutes and 37 seconds underwater, which is well over double the average freediver. Something baffling happened in the 1990s to a man named Elliot that completely changed how we understand our own brains, because he had a tumor removed from his frontal lobe, which you think would affect his memory or speaking, but actually tanked his ability to manage time, make decisions, or even manage his emotions. But some good came of it, because a neurologist named Antonio Damasio studied Elliot, shaping how we understand the frontal lobe today. If you're out swimming in the ocean and a blue lobster latches onto your swimsuit, you might think someone's playing a prank on you. But in reality, you've just stumbled upon a 1 in 2 million discovery. That's because a lobster's shell turns blue from the excessive production of a protein called crustacyanin, which is an extremely rare genetic abnormality, one that a certain group of people are the most likely to come across, which is, not surprisingly, lobster fishermen. When you visit Paris in the summer, you might think you're looking at the same Eiffel Tower as the winter. And it is, except for one big difference, which is that the puddling iron the Eiffel Tower is made of actually changes in the heat. This is because of something called thermal expansion, which, believe it or not, actually makes the Eiffel Tower taller by 15 centimeters or 6 inches. Let's say you took all of the world's bacteria, which are around 0.001 millimeters long, then stacked them on top of each other. Most people seriously underestimate just how tall the stack would get, because the world's worth of bacteria wouldn't just reach the moon. They'd wrap around the entire Milky Way galaxy over 20,000 times, which would take you over 10 billion years to travel if you were moving at the speed of light.